Hello everyone. If you've read the title of this video, you know why we're here, and I'm going to do my best to keep it together in this video. I come to you with the worst video that I have ever had the displeasure of making. I had to put down Cornica. I left for Tennessee for my sister's wedding, and a couple weeks before that, she had been diagnosed with hyperthyroid. She was on medication and she was doing well. While I was gone, her body experienced a thyroid storm, and then the vet was doing more tests and doing their best to get her back to health. Honestly, that vet, I'm extremely disappointed in the care that I got from them. I don't think they took me seriously or Cornica's condition seriously enough, and I would never go back to them. And just because I say they're doing their best doesn't mean they were doing a good job, because they did not do a good job. While I was gone, she had the thyroid storm, got very ill. My family friend who was taking care of her was able to keep her alive and get her to the vet. When I came home, she was in good spirits, but she still was refusing to eat and having a very hard time drinking. She was choking on her water and her food. I believe, and Spirit told me, that there were nodules on her thyroid. My mother believes there was cancer, like a cancerous tumor, which I'm pretty sure is what a nodule is. And I kept expressing this to the vet, and they just kept brushing it off. Until one night, I brought her home after a day at the vet, and she looked awful. She was suffering. She was struggling to breathe. She started drooling and moaning, and she was walking dizzy. I immediately got her in her carrier and began driving to the emergency vet. I honestly thought she was going to die on the way there, and I just kept saying, "Hang in there. We've gotten through everything else. We're going to get through this, Corn." They stabilized her. Thank God. And she was in a breathing chamber. She had a catheter. She was gonna need a feeding tube. Her heart was enlarged. Her thyroid was out of control. Her intestines were struggling as well from this thyroid storm. And she, by the end of it all, still hadn't eaten for almost a week. She would have needed specialists and a feeding tube for the rest of her life. She could barely breathe on her own. And when she tried to jump, she couldn't. I knew what I had to do, even though it was the hardest decision in my life. If I kept her here, it would have been selfish. And it would have been only for my benefit. She wouldn't have been happy. She was even trying to bite off the little IV on her arm. I hated seeing her that way. She had lost another pound. She was in really bad shape. The green had left her eyes, her beautiful corn eyes. And so I had to lay her to rest. I did it in the most beautiful way. I honored her body. I set up an altar. Her vet tech was the most wonderful woman. Julianne. Anne is my grandmother's name. She was loved and she was taken care of. And she crossed over in the best way possible. And I have to thank Shireen for that. Shireen at Arabian Conjure. She was up until 5 a.m. praying with me. Who the hell else do you know who would do that? She channeled that this was spiritual attack. And many others have too, which I will get into after I finish my thank yous. Thank you to Teresa. Teresa literally talked me down from passing out, throwing up, being dizzy. Like, my head was spinning when I was at that emergency vet and I was there alone. Shout out to my aunt who kept her phone on because she just had a feeling and lended me money. Shout out to my parents who supported me when she crossed over and donated. Shout out to Lizzie, who's been a rock through all of this as well. And a shout out to Allie and Maria, who have supported me through this as well. And the Patreon girls. Now back to Shireen. I know for a fact that I got to have my goodbyes and that Cornica was hanging on because of her love and care and spell work. Her spirits are incredibly generous and fiercely protective, just like Shireen. Shireen loves animals and did everything in her power to help me. Thank you to everyone who prayed for her. Thank you to everyone who has sent condolences or sent donations. You guys are amazing. Like, seriously, I spent almost $8,000 in the last 2 weeks on her care. I'm in debt to my family members and I've completely drained my savings. So even if it was $1, you have no idea how much that means to me. Thank you to everyone who had readings and was cool about it and not insane. Thanks to everyone who's been waiting for packages or who has bought packages to support me during this time. It really means so much. And I truly love this community that we've built here together. But I have some very fucked up information that's gonna piss you the fuck off. This was not an accident. Cornica was improving. Cornica was doing better. Cornica was healing. I have had several, it makes me nauseous. I have had several clients come to me with visions and nightmares of the people who did this. There's one main player, you know who the fuck you are, and a couple lackeys that work together to make this happen. What has been channeled is that Cornica was safe until she left my home. When I went to Tennessee, my energy leaving the state on top of her leaving my home, which is very protected and guarded, and going to my family friend's house, is what left her susceptible to spiritual attack. My family friend said that she was doing amazing, she was having fun, she was eating, she was drinking, she was playing, she was running, she was having the best time because she loves going to their house. Then suddenly at 4:30 a.m. she took a turn, started vomiting, and never stopped. And her health decreased from there. I know who you are, and I know you're watching this. I spit in your face, you stupid fucking bitch! You messed with the wrong witch! You will pay a life for a life, if not more, 'cause the life you took was so pure, beautiful, precious, kind, loving. You are pure evil. You are the scum of the earth, and your days are numbered. You should be scared. All of you. I know who you are. You think my spirits wouldn't tell me about something like this? You think my clients who love me, who love corn, wouldn't tell me about their nightmares and visions? You cannot run. You cannot hide. You will never have a moment of peace ever again. Ever. You will wish you were never fucking born. This means war! You have no idea the army and warriors I have on my side. You have greatly underestimated me, my spirits, and those who support me. You have greatly underestimated the power of love, because the love I had for my best friend will never die, and I will avenge her death. You will cry out. I just saw 11:11. You will cry out in pain and suffering and sorrow 10 times worse than what you caused me and my beautiful baby. This has only just begun. You have no idea what you have awakened in me, my ancestors, my spirits, and my loved ones. If you want to join me in this, you can email duchessdivinity1111@gmail.com. You can send a 2-paragraph essay as to why you want to work with me against these evil beings and people. You will be given sigils of the individuals who are responsible for this. You will also be given protective measures to take in your home and on your person. You can do a return to sender, you can do a justice spell, you can do a curse. I don't give a fuck. I just saw 1222. Do whatever the fuck you want. But we are bringing these motherfuckers down. We are avenging Cornica. There will be justice. And as I said, this is war. We ride at dawn.